Don't listen to this if you're a pussy.
Many moons have passed since we last left our unsuspecting heroes. The world has changed. It has grown darker. Peasants feud over opinions, while the rich still play chess. While two have fallen, two still remain. Against all odds, listeners still listen. Snowflakes have melted. Let us rejoin them.
Bratsky!
What?
Get your ass over here! All rise! It's the VIPod! Come get it while it's hot! Season 2's just gonna smell like a fried chicken fire log in here. Squirt. Squirt, 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 squirt. You know what our listeners want to hear? What? I don't know either. Where's that cactus? We should just have the cocaine song as our intro.
What the
I'm in the Migrin. Did you just try to play footsie with me? You know who I really hate?
Tommy, I am your father.
Oh, so now we're doing movie quotes? Yep. Run, Gretzky, run! Are you recording?
Yep.
No, but really. Are you recording?
Yeah. I get it. I see what you're doing here.
You may be seated. I am Wayne Bretsky, the greatest one, sitting here alongside Tommy Show 1.0, and this is the VIPod. Welcome back for episode number 3 of season 2. Tommy?
Yeah, I think it's episode 42. Officially, I guess.
I can't count that high. That's why I had to reset.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome, everyone. Oh, man, I'm looking forward to today's episode because we're going to talk about some things that are dear to my heart. And
More poop stories, Tommy?
No, it's not. Well, I mean, I don't know.
There'll
Maybe
probably be a poop story or two.
Something will trigger a poop story for sure because there's a lot of them. We promised you guys a guest every episode, and so far I think we're doing a banging job. We have guests.
That's because we've had a guest every episode.
We have guests actually lined up now till the end of February, and we have multiple ones waiting for confirmation.
We even have a couple in March.
Yeah. So I'm really, really excited about this whole season and everything we're starting to do. Today's episode is going to be a little bit more serious as far as we're going to talk about like mental health a little bit. We've been, at least I've been dealing with a lot of shit going past 2 years now, which was really the first time for me. But our guest, he's going to have some stories for us to share. And I know, Bretsky, you've had some shit going on throughout your life too. So,
absolutely.
So I think it's time we tackle that a little bit, and but of course we're gonna do that with laughter, with drinks, with we have some spicy frozen jerky here too. So fucking, I'd like to welcome in the Scumbag Studio, Dag from Badlands Promotions.
What's up?
Welcome, Dag.
Welcome. What's going on?
Nothing.
How's your drive here? Why don't we get that off? Why don't we get that out of the way?
Do we want to even touch that?
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it.
So, there's that big convoy for freedom, and and I totally support them, fighting for our freedom and stuff like that. I think it's just wonderful. But the fact that I was in a fucking passing lane and still wasn't moving, that was just kind of really interrupted. It added an extra hour onto my trip here. And
I find it funny that this method is still being carried out by people. Like, when was the last time that you were trying to get somewhere and something impeded you like for a long time, and you were like, man,
That happens to me about once or twice
that
a
makes
year.
me really want to support these guys.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and then Tommy's like, yeah, just meet at my house at like 5:30, and we'll drive out to Bretzky's. Like, I'll just take you out there. And then I was like, okay. And then so it's about fucking 20 after 5, and I'm not even close to the perimeter yet. Like, I'm in Headingley, and I'm like, I phone Tommy, and I'm like, hey man, this is what's going on. He's like, oh yeah, just, you know, when you get here or whatever. And then he messages me, and he's like, you know what, why don't I just meet you on the 59? And I finally fucking getting some sort of movement, and so I phone him, because I'm not going to text him, right? I phone him, I'm like, where the fuck is the 59? Like, I'm not from Winnipeg. And he's like, oh, Laj.
Yeah, I ended up waiting for him just before the floodway, and then just he flashed me, and then all right, follow me. Yeah, no, that convoy. I mean, again, like it's I get like same thing what you said, that I'm all up for supporting shit, but when you're gonna inconvenience my life, go fuck yourself. I'm
Absolutely.
sorry, but like go do that shit somewhere else. Like, you know, you slowing me down is definitely not gonna gain my support.
I support the 90% of people who just sucked it up and got the vaccine so that the economy and everything and transport can keep on moving.
Loads.
The loads. These 10% of cross-country truckers that are being just a loud vocal minority, I have trouble supporting, because I believe in consequence of choice. I don't care if you don't want to get vaccinated. That is absolutely fine. But then either become a within Canada trucker,
Yep.
or find a different profession.
Yep.
The same goes for many other professions. There are parameters that you need to fit within to be able to qualify to be able to do that job. And so, and like I said earlier, I just don't see how blocking traffic makes people want to support you.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't think it was the blocking the traffic was the plan. I think it was just like 500,000 fucking truckers were coming for Trudeau, right? Like making a statement and driving across the country. But there was people driving in the passing lane who were supporting and driving just as slow as them.
Yeah.
So it's like the supporters are kind of fucking shit up for everybody else too, right?
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I'm not a Trudeau supporter, but he's laughing his ass off right now at all the carbon tax he's collecting in the gas that these truckers are fucking buying. Like, and I'm sorry, but I've seen a few clips of it, and they're protesting the Canadian government, yet they're all flying Canadian flags, and it's just like,
And the thing is, no matter who the leader would be at this time, you know, then, you know, if it was whoever the PC is, then, you know, then they would be hating on him. You know, this whole fucking pandemic,
It's
and I
not-
don't want to talk about too much about the pandemic.
no, because we're going to lose all our listeners, because nobody wants to hear these fucking
but
opinions.
it's a shit show, and no matter who's in charge, whichever party's in charge, you know, they would make some other decisions that, you know, other people would hate. So at the end of the day, the government's fucked either way, and they're gonna do whatever the hell they want to do anyways.
Yeah.
No matter how many fucking convoys they're gonna set up, and the shitty part is they're inconveniencing the rest of the people.
You know
that
what?
are just fucking
I
fine.
actually kind of like what the government basically recently said, where they basically released a bunch of stats and said, look, if you are vaccinated, your chances of having issues are next to none.
Yeah.
Like, chances are it's because of whatever else you have that's causing you to be really sick and die at this point. So shit is going to start opening back up. Don't say we didn't warn you. Where are we going from here? I thought I
nowhere.
had something, but then I got nothing.
We're leaving it.
So Dag, let's talk about Badlands Promotion and what made you start this. How you got into music, and just basically give us a little brief history of Badlands Promotions, because that's your baby that's been going on now for what, 6 years?
September of 2015
Oh,
was
yeah.
our first official Badlands show.
And while we do that, we're gonna try a spicy jerky here.
It's number 6. Don't know what that was supposed to be.
It's
But
supposed to be pretty hot. So again, you guys are gonna hear us chew.
I have like really shitty teeth, so
Good
they're
take your
actually
wall.
just like rebuilt.
So you love jerky.
I love jerky. I really do love jerky, but it's pretty tough.
Oh, that's nice.
It's good. It's got a nice kick to it.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. I was born many, many years ago. I was born in a musical home. I was raised by musicians and surrounded by musicians forever. So that's kind of my background in music. Like, it was like the one thing I was meant to do was play music. And recently I learned that I have ADHD, so I play that loud, fast music because it's a great outlet.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so with Badlands Promotions, like, there was nobody promoting shows in Portage la Prairie, and I was just kind of taking them on for my own band. And
Oh, and for everybody, just so you guys know, Dag is from Portage la Prairie.
oh yeah,
And for those of you listening who aren't from Canada
It's
or
in
Manitoba,
Canada.
middle of
it's a
middle
piss
of the,
break between Winnipeg and Brandon.
pretty much the middle of the country.
Yeah, yeah. Holy fuck! Now it's getting hot. Anyway,
Pussy.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Got a
you want
lightweight
to hear
over
a
here.
hot story? So I was a maintenance guy in a hotel, and like I was taking a break from being a chef and stuff like that. Holy fuck. Anyway, so my cocky ass was betting the chefs that they couldn't make me wings so hot that I couldn't eat them.
Never bet the chefs that.
Yeah. Well, they said, okay, I'll tell you what, we'll order wings. If you finish them, we'll pay for them. If you don't finish them, you have to pay for them. Fuck, my nose is running. Anyway, so I go do some work or whatever, and they page me to come to the kitchen, and I come to the kitchen, and they're like, hey, we have these wings, and they're just like fucking red.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and they put in like all sorts of things. I don't even know what they fucking put in there, like habaneros and fucking this goddamn white cap stuff it was called, and you have to like sign a waiver for it and shit. And oh, it was brutal. Anyway, so I ate the first one, and it kicked me like this, like right away, like,
Yeah.
you know, this peaking point of the heat, and I'm just like, okay, that's a little warm. The first fucking wing, and the second wing, I'm just like, okay, it's getting pretty fucking warm. And
Started tripping out a little
third
bit.
wing, I'm just like, it's hot.
Yeah.
And they're like, you still have like fucking 9 more wings to go, man. Like, and like, I start eating the fourth one, and then I was coming to on the floor, like I had fucking blacked out and fainted,
Oh,
you know, from like 4
I
wings.
believe it, yeah.
And so, yeah, after that, my smart ass learned not to bet chefs. But oh, anyway, so back to my story. Yeah, so there was no promoters in where I live, and so I decided to take it on because I was doing it anyway, or I was kicking around the idea of doing it. And a band from Calgary had gotten a hold of me and said, hey, we're coming through. We're told you're a promoter. And I was just like, yeah, okay, I'll take it on. I'll see.
Yeah.
And the show was fucking awesome, like a huge success.
It's okay. Take your time. Take your time.
So I decided, fuck yeah, I want to do this. And I kept promoting. You know, we've had our flop shows, and it was kind of a shitty time to get into it because that's when shows started dying off and the scene started dying off, and people stopped coming to shows because they're all watching them from the comfort of their fucking couch on their goddamn cell phones because people pull them out and record their whole fucking show.
Yeah.
You know, I watched a whole concert between 5 different people's feeds one time while I was at work, and I was just like, this is why fucking local shows don't have people come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I'm pushing through it, and eventually we got asked to promote out in Brandon and Winnipeg, and you know, and I asked Tommy to help me out and be a part of it, and you know, we're just expanding. We're expanding now expanding our capabilities, so we want to be able to do anything for a band. I just bought a screen printer because I'm going to learn how to screen print, and that was a fucking story and a half.
First
too.
curveball coming up. We need VIPod merch.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So this has been like a bit of a process learning how to fucking screen print, because I get my screen printer and it comes and like it's in pieces and there's no instructions. And so I look it up on YouTube, and this guy, like, I only found one video on how to put it together, and it's like this guy very poorly explaining. He's like, "Hey man, people get a hold of me all the time. They're like, hey, you know," and, and he's just like, I when I ordered this machine, I looked at it and was like, what the fuck are all these pieces? And I'm just like, holy shit. So I finally figure out how to put it together through his very poor explanation. And then I order my startup kit, and then I realize I don't know what I'm fucking doing.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning curve. But
yeah. So I've got, I think I've got it figured out now, and I think tomorrow I'm going to print my first. Oh yes, I'll have more of that.
This is a different level, and we don't know if it's going to get hotter or not.
Well, it'll only get so hot.
It can go either way. We don't know.
Yeah. My muscle's already burning, so.
This is the number one on whatever that list
this
was.
one's going to be hard.
Yeah?
Because.
Was it like scaled down?
No, they fucked up their numbering.
Oh.
I think this was the second hardest.
Are they immigrants like you?
Yeah.
No, but they had a lot of trouble doing this one
Oh,
on their
okay.
show.
Oh, okay.
That's the Whiskey Tango podcast. We had Brett James and Denzel on a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
If any of you
No,
guys didn't listen to that.
It's Danielle, not Denzel. Danielle. Inside
He
joke.
can't eat anything hotter than mayo.
Yeah. So I just we, you know, like we're touching. We partnered up with a record label, Frozen Fire Studios, and you know we're kind of between them and us, we can do pretty much anything a band needs. So
Nice. And so I know Badlands was. It started off as just kind of. I guess you had that idea, but it really just started rolling on its own, right? As people started asking you. But I believe this is also a little outlet for you to focus on. You've had pretty crazy history, and I know,
to say the least.
and I know you talk about it freely because you're a supporter. You help out others with addictions.
Yeah.
And so you're a recovered alcoholic,
drug addict, sex
yep.
addict, anything I could fall in love with, I was addicted to.
Yeah.
Well, I probably still am if I give it a shot.
It's kind of how it works.
But you've been in hell. You've been through it,
Yeah.
and now here you are, sober. How many years is now?
8.5.
8.5. Congratulations.
Yeah, this
man.
July will be
Congratulations.
9. So.
And so I know this probably helps you. Like Badlands probably helps you also just to, make sure you don't fall back and just this you have something to do, right? And
Yeah. So one of the greatest things about being born in a musical home when I was very young was watching the fellowship that comes between musicians, right? And a lot of my mom and stepdad's musician friends, they were country music artists, and my older brother played like 80s glam metal and rock and stuff like that, like Motley Crue and all those amazing bands that formed me, and my sister listened to a lot of pop music. I liked a lot of punk music, a lot of skate punk and stuff like that. So I had a very diverse understanding of music, but I knew music felt good. And watching the fellowship between my mom and all of her friends and my stepdad playing music and having a great time, and that's what I wanted. I wanted that fellowship. Yeah. And that's what music does, is it gives you fellowship, and it takes away all of your struggles and your mental health problems, like even just for the moment. And I've noticed when I'm watching musicians on stage and stuff like that, that it's just like to feel the energy that they have doing their passion, what they love. I mean, I'm sure being a musician myself helps put me there, but you're not going to get any feeling like a live show, right?
Yeah. Did you have to stay away from live show and music for a while when you first were going through sobriety? Because a lot of it, like, it's sex, drugs, and rock and roll, right?
Well, yeah, and you have that association where I'm going to a show, I gotta.
And that's just it, right? Like when I was young, like I also grew up in an alcoholic home, right? Whereas along with the fellowship and the guitars and the singing, came the beer.
Yeah.
And it is
it's almost hand in hand.
Yeah, and so. I knew one thing, that I didn't want to be my fucking idols. I didn't want to be like Duff McKagan or Nikki Sixx rolling around on the ground fucked up on heroin, and I didn't want to be like those guys. So for the very first band I ever played in live, I didn't drink.
Okay.
And I was actually a really good bass player.
There you go. Yeah.
And
some musicians need those drugs and that alcohol to get that inspiration.
And there's a certain sweet spot. I think that
I don't know what that is.
But a lot of people have trouble.
I can't find a sweet spot.
You're either full one side or the other.
That's right.
Respecting that sweet spot. I think that's what the problem is.
So I joined this other band because I used to get fucked up all the time at my buddy's house, and we would jam out. And one night he recorded us, and we didn't know he was recording us, and we were just like fucking loose jamming or whatever. Yeah. And so I went to his house the next day. I was just sick as fuck, and he's like, "Check this out." And I was like, what is it? And he's like, "Oh, I got this recording I found." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Check it out." And he put it on, and it was us. And fuck, it sounded good.
Nice.
So then we established that, that band established that we would never play sober because that's just what we did, right? Like we got fucked up and jammed. And, and I accidentally booked both those bands in the same night. The intention was, though, the sober band was going to play first and the fucked up band was going to play last. But our drummer for the fucked up band couldn't get the night off work, so he asked if we can go to an earlier slot. So I got really fucked up and ended up being really fucked up for the other band and realized I can still play. And I can still play good.
There you go.
But then I never didn't. So when I got clean, that was my biggest fear. I had destroyed every fucking band I was ever in. My drug use, my alcoholism, and whatever. Like I didn't give a shit about anybody. I would have fucked my own bandmates' girlfriends. Like that. That's how disrespectful I was. Yeah. And so,
you did destroy Inflicted, but in a good way.
Well,
you fucking.
I put that shit in the grave.
Yeah, no, but you honestly, man, like, I never known you while you were, on drugs or drunk, but you showed up to our very first Inflicted jam, and we were just blown away. Like you fucking nailed it, and you destroyed your lines, like I said, in a good way.
I appreciate that.
So it's working for you.
Yeah, well, thanks. But that's the love of it, right? Like, and that's why I'm a bass player, because I don't have to be good. But anyway, so when I got clean, I was like, fuck, I'll never play live music again, because that's all I know is being fucked up.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of humming and hawing about like how I'm going to get back into it, and I was probably about 6 months clean. And my twin got a hold of me. He's not really my twin, but we look the same. We're both bass players. We're both tattoo artists. We're both piercers. We're both, like, and like he's my cousin. And so anyway, he gets a hold of me, and he was playing in this band called Tall, Dark, and Hammered, of all fucking, But I'd been watching them for like 10, 11 years thinking like, fuck, I would love to play in this band, but my fucking twin's a bass player and I'll never get to play in this band, but they're so fucking good. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. They were so good, but anyway. and well, it was good. It was a lot of fun, and I've always really liked them, but by the time I had joined, they had all slowed right down and everything like that. So good. Awesome. It's a good start. And but I had to make a lot of safety nets for myself. Like I had to make sure that I was going to be fucking okay to go on stage the first time and all that stuff. So, but that first time on stage was just like some fucking like unlike anything I've ever had. Like unlike any drug I've ever had, and it took me right back to a place where I felt safe.
That's good. Fuck, this one's hotter.
That was definitely the hottest one,
Yeah.
and I had a little bit go up a nostril from the back of my throat.
Oh no. I've just been taking little bites here.
Smart.
You're smart. Why don't you guys each clear the water from your ice there? I brought a little something here for a little bit of a test market. Just to go with the theme today, it's a Soul Brew.
What is that?
So this is one of those new. It's a liquor for it's something for people who want to go out and have cocktails, but it's non-alcoholic.
That's a mocktail.
Yeah. I've been hesitant to buy these because they charge even more than they do for booze.
Oh,
Of course.
yeah. Of course they do.
For a fancy juice. but like
So what is it called again?
this is Soul Brew, and the one it's called Restore is. So they say to just
I hope
enjoy
it restores my taste buds. they're pretty fucked right now.
Wow, that looks good. Beautiful. I can pretend I'm drinking Beefeater.
Right? It almost looks like cloudy whiskey or
Yeah,
like,
a little
This
bit.
one
Whiskey
is,
sour. Oh,
it's
there's
on here
ginger.
somewhere.
There's
Yeah,
ginger beer in
there's
there.
ginger. I think it's like some orange, some
Yeah. That's that orange
water,
hint.
apple cider vinegar, sugars, dried apricot, dandelion root. Oh, it'll make you poop. Spices.
And here
milk,
we are
thistle
talking
seed.
about poo again.
There it is. Reishi mushrooms.
It's
oat,
interesting.
Orange zest.
I just hit him. Just hit him.
Oh, it got stuck in my throat. Oh! Woo. I'm good.
So I was expecting this to be bubbly.
No, it's supposed to basically replace
I look here.
like a liquor. You can mix it, or you can have it as a shot on the rocks. Apparently, so
I
it's-
like on the rocks.
That's this is actually pretty good. Here, I'm just
I
gonna-
expected it to be a bit more like a
Stronger taste?
kombucha, like you said, kind of like carbonated, like fermented.
My fucking mouth is burning too much to taste. All I taste is iced tea.
So what
I
did-
taste the ginger, the orange.
ginger and orange is very strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does a bottle like this go for? That's 13 ounces, 375 mils.
I don't know what those ones go for. I got that one as a compliment, but I know like a regular 2.6 style bottle goes for $35.
Holy shit, that's a ripoff.
Holy fuck.
So, I mean, I guess again depends what you are looking for out there. I again feel like that's an exorbitant amount for fancy juice. Because I don't feel like there's any sort of fermentation process or anything that needed to go into this. I feel like this is literally just some.
Yeah.
Ingredients mixed together
Yeah,
with water. Yeah.
Juicer.
Is it good? Yes. Would I drink it? Yes. Just
Not often.
price point is a little off, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think if I came over and you poured me one of these, I'd drink it.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would stock it myself.
I'd be interested to try it in a few cocktails.
Yeah.
Or mocktails, I guess you'd
Yeah.
call them.
But with the exception of that kick of alcohol, it's got that same taste or that of the enjoyment.
It's
of
not like you'd
drinking.
sit there and chug it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Just-
you're like, you'd-
When I did my 4 months sobriety a couple of years ago, many times I actually took a whiskey glass, put ice in it, and just water, and I was sipping on it.
Oh, I can do that.
Just pretend like it's a drink, and it was a very because quite often like
it's like the chewing gum. It's just like to take that
and
edge off.
I like sitting with a drink in my hand and just kind of sip on it. Like I don't drink a lot now. Like I'll have like there's times where I would have like 1 or 2 glasses of whiskey all night, and it would be just sipping on it, and it would get watered down. Just Gord.
yeah.
But so I know like
Stashny.
this would be definitely a good replacement for that. Yeah, just to have that feeling. You hold that hand. If you're at a party, right? Like you pop that in a glass, and then you just
Yeah.
hang out.
And I feel like for someone who's recovering, it might be enough to give that
That satisfaction.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
You know.
For sure. Holy fuck, the people on YouTube that can see me right now.
Well, we made the room dark so they can't really see us, that well. So, so yeah, you drink.
You promised yourself you wouldn't cry.
and so
I'm
you
holding my composure pretty well over audio, but fuck.
so you drink Bud Zeros, right? And it has to have 0%. You don't drink the 0.5.
No, 0.0. I don't want to fuck around with finding out. That
it could
triggers
be a trigger,
me enough.
right?
Yeah,
exactly. Have you had those 0.5s before or no?
So when I used to drink, and I used to go on what I call dry out periods, where I would convince myself that, if I just don't drink for a little bit, then I'll reset whatever the fuck is wrong with me, and I'll be able to drink like a normal fucking human again, which isn't fucking true at all. Like I would go back in right where I left off, but I would drink 0.5s. And I remember this one day, and actually it was probably the last time I did it. I was really proud of myself. I was drinking these 0.5 Molson Excels or something. Yeah. And this kid I hadn't seen since high school came by the house just randomly. And, I was kind of a bully to him, and I apologized to him. I just said, really sorry for the way I treated you in school. Like, that was very wrong of me to do. And, I feel
Was
really
it like
bad.
that scene in Happy Gilmore where he calls Steve Buscemi and he puts the lipstick on and then crosses the name off the list?
No. So
I forgot about that.
In high school,
Billy Madison, not Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. In high school, he had actually said, this is going to go one of two ways. Either I'm going to fucking be super successful and rich and on Jeopardy, and you'll see me and you'll be like, fuck, look how he turned out. Or he said, or I'm going to be a fucking drug addict. And he turned into a drug addict, right? And so then I kind of felt partly responsible for that. I don't know why. That's not my doing. That's not for me to own or whatever. But he got clean and moved away, and I assume he's clean. I haven't talked to him in years and years and years. So anyway, he came around, and like I said, I hadn't seen him, and I apologized, and he accepted my apology, and he said, so how you been? And I said, oh, well, fucking, I became an alcoholic and drinking all the time, but, now I'm not drinking, I haven't had a drink in about 3 weeks. I've just been drinking these. And he looks, and he grabs the can, and he goes, there's alcohol in here. And I said, yeah, but it's only 0.5. And he goes, but you're still drinking. Yeah. And I went, well, yeah, but I'm not getting obliterating drunk. He's like, oh, but you're still drinking. Yeah. And I was like, yes, but I'm not getting drunk. And he's like, but you're still drinking. And, and I could just feel my fucking irritation rising, right? And I'm just like, you need to fucking get the fuck out of here before I throw you through that fucking window. And it was almost like high school all over again. I was reminded why we used to just ride on him all the time. And yeah, so that was the last time I drank 0.5 because I went out and bought some real fucking beer.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I fucked up. I rubbed my eye. I'm not even going to lie. I'm straight up crying right now.
I did that last 2 shows. I'm staying away from my
I did
eyes.
a good deep rub, and I am suffering right now. Like,
first time I tried habanero, one of the chefs I worked with, I got a lot of chef stories. One of the chefs I worked with said, here, try this. And this is when I first started cooking. And I said, what is this? And he goes, just eat it. And it was this little flake, probably about the size of the tip of my finger. And he said, just put it on your tongue and chew on it and suck on it or whatever. And I was like, well, what's going to happen? I'm like, is it acid or what? And he was like, and he said, no. He said, but I'll make you a sandwich if you do it. And I was like, okay.
Anything for sandwich, yeah.
Yeah, well, fuck, why not? He made really good sandwiches. And so I put it on my tongue. And I was like, we got one of the dishwashers to do it. He knew what it was. But he fucking held his composure really good. And I was like, okay, I trust this. V's not fucking losing his goddamn mind about anything. Yeah. I'll put it in my mouth. So I put it on my tongue, and then I was just like, holy fuck, ah! And I was like, oh, my eyes, and I fucking rubbed my eye, and brutal. And they were like, no.
I'm like,
the worst thing you can do.
I'm full on crying right now.
It's okay, Bretsky.
Idiot. I feel like I have a pepper flake lodged in the corner of my eye.
Hey, Bretsky. Don't be a bitch.
Okay. Carry on. Sorry.
Open your eyes. What are you,
sorry,
Asian?
I'm sorry. What are you, Asian?
I wonder if I should mark that. No, fuck that.
And we'll cut that.
We're
go
fine.
Pour milk on my eye.
I'll pour some milk
Yeah,
on
I'll
your
milk
eye.
something on your
Please,
eye.
I honestly, right now, like, I'll take anything.
I
This
bet
is-
you will.
Let me pee on it.
I need to go hit the eye wash station.
Let me pull a
like,
little
this
R.
is-
Kelly on you.
I can't even.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna continue the convo. So, have you? Okay, Bretsky's going through a maze here. You know where you're going? Ah, you're doing good.
I can see him behind me in that
left.
screen.
So obviously now that you've been sober, you've become somewhat of an advocate, and you've helped some people, and you've worked in that industry a little bit, where you were helping out some alcoholics that are recovering, or
Well,
some
main
program.
Yeah, like I help people who reach out and try to get them into places where they can help themselves, and I also actually work at a treatment center for youth, so that's like super wonderful for me, because like when I started drinking, like I don't even remember my first fucking beer, but by 12 I was fucking drinking, I know that, and like it was just like it was brutal for me, like, but it helps me to help others and to tell my story and to hope that somebody hears something. And usually I have somebody come up to me every time I tell my story, and somebody comes up to me and says, like, I needed to hear that and whatever. I had posted a video that I had to take down on my social media, and but in that time I had people reaching out to me and just saying, like, I just watched your video. It's super inspirational, and I want to get some help. Where do I start? And so I kind of talked to them a little bit about, what their options are and what'll work, what I did and what worked for me and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Bretsky, you good? Guys, he's dead. He dropped dead. He's
Probably
still-
touched his penis too.
While we take a break, why don't we play a song from Indigo, who's one of the bands that's signed by Frozen Fire Studios that is associating together with Badlands Promotions. So that was Indigo. Yeah, where are they from?
They're from Miami.
Miami,
Manitoba.
Miami, Manitoba.
I'm
Shit.
in Miami, bitch.
Not Florida.
So I have to say that it was a good song. It's a nice chill song, but I think live they have 100 times better energy than what
Yeah.
the
Fucking
album is.
wonderful. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
so good live.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't know the lead singer's name, but her voice live blew me away.
Yeah.
We'll just call her Indigo. I think that's what she's going by is Indigo. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
I was gonna say like, way to go there, Mr. Promoter. But no, I get
know
it.
her
If that's
name.
the yeah, okay.
No, so they were really good at the Manitoba Loud Music Awards, and so yeah, if you guys listen to our show for a while now, you guys heard us promote the Manitoba Loud Music Awards. That is baby of Badlands Promotions.
Fuck yeah.
What do you want to talk about first, Badlands or Manitoba Loud?
You pick.
Okay, why don't we backtrack a little bit about Badlands? So, what is Badlands Promotions? And we know it's a promotions company. What do you promote? Where do you promote? How do you promote?
So it started off as we were just promoting shows, but getting deeper into it, we're promoting like bands in general. One of my jobs at Frozen Fire Studios is to promote his bands. You know, the bands that are signed on the label and get them touring, get them on stage, and just really promote the heck out of them. And and it's super awesome to be able to work with so many bands. I just love it. I've met so many amazing humans in the music scenes.
Yep.
So other ways we promote them is by getting the merchandise, by making their EPKs and stuff like that, building their websites and whatever else, right? So like I said, we can do anything we want for a band.
Management.
Well, yeah, it's essentially management, right? I don't want to be putting that label on it just because, that's much more of a headache than I really want. I just want, and I don't want bands to feel binded into us, right? Like, I do not want a band to come to us and just say like, hey, we want to do this. And I'm like, okay, we'll sign this contract and you're stuck with us for 2 years.
Yeah.
I want them to choose whether they're going to continue with us. It's like, oh, hey, you want to, the only contracts we'll have is like, okay, you want us to promote you, then, what do you expect from us? Like, we can give you 12 shows a year plus a tour, and I work with the bands. What do you want from us?
Yeah.
And whereas, if they want us to do everything for them, I'm not going to say, okay, you have to sign this contract and you have to be binded in with us for 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, whatever it is, and you have to release this many albums, because that's fucking stressful. Like, I want to take that stress off the band. I want a band to be able to come to me and just say, this is my idea. Can you help us out with it? And I say, yeah, sure. Focus on your fucking writing and playing your music.
Well, and some of the greatest bands ever only released a handful of albums, right? Like, you release it as it comes to you. Forcing albums, I don't feel like has ever really worked for any band.
You know what it did? It worked for Warrant. Cherry Pie was a 5-minute song.
Yeah. No, but and again, it's nice too that, let's say they make the agreement with Badlands Promotions that they'll get 10 shows, but then meanwhile, if they get invited to a show, they can still go ahead and do that. They're not.
In that situation, though, I prefer that in that contract it states that they have to, if somebody approaches them to play a show, that it has to be booked through me.
Yep.
That I'm their booking agent, and the only reason is to protect them.
Yep.
Right. So because some Joe Schmo promoter can pick them up and just be like, oh, yeah, hey, why don't you hop on the show? And then they fucking play the show, and then the promoter goes, oh, yeah, fuck, I didn't make any money, so I'm not paying you, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I will say, like, fuck you, pay them.
Exactly. You're going to just back them up. Yeah,
absolutely.
Which is awesome. Yeah.
And I just don't want them to get burnt, and it doesn't count towards the shows that I'm binded to book for them, right? Yeah. So like if a promoter got a hold of me and I've only got 11 shows booked for the band for the year, I'm not gonna fucking weasel and just say, oh yeah, that's the 12th one there. No, that's not it, right?
Yeah.
So
No, that's great. So what music does Badland promote? Any kind of genres or
everything except for country.
Yes, yes.
Mostly teen pop.
And I knew that.
Yeah, a lot of teen pop. We get a lot of people from teen pop getting a hold of us. No, you know what? We actually do a lot of metal and a lot of punk, and some rock. I was putting on this show every year called Rocktober, and I mean I looked into it. There's Rocktobers in every other fucking city too, but whatever. And I was doing my own where I would
You did the Winnipeg or
Portage, yeah.
Portage?
It was in Portage, yeah. And so that was kind of like my way of ending the year off, because we didn't promote in November before. We didn't promote in December or January just because those are cold months and it's harder
Christmas
to
and
draw a crowd.
stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got all sorts of other stresses I got to worry about. And so anyway, it was kind of my way of ending the year off, and and it would focus on rock bands only, you know. But I've had hip hop artists reach out to me, and you know, I remember my first one. I was just like, I don't fucking know anything about hip hop, you know. I like it, but
it's surprising how well those shows can mingle in with rock and metal shows.
absolutely, I definitely like the idea of cross promotion.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. So, and you've been running this by yourself for many years between the three cities. So, Brandon, Portage La Prairie, and Winnipeg. I know you've had some really good shows in Portage and Brandon too. Do a lot of people go out from Winnipeg?
No one ever comes out from Winnipeg. No.
Yeah, yeah.
The bands are lucky they come out from Winnipeg.
Winnipeggers have perimeteritis.
Yeah. I've actually seen we put on a fundraiser for a scene supporter a few years ago. Him and his daughter died in a car crash, and there was a few people from Winnipeg out that day, but for the most part, like they don't really. You know, like exactly, they have that perimeteritis, and it sucks, but it is what it is.
They'll drive from the north end of the city to the south end of the city and
For
take
sure.
an hour and a half.
Don't do that.
Hour and a half doing it, but they won't
through.
drive 15 minutes like outside the perimeter from that they live right next beside.
Yeah,
to
like
go
it takes
somewhere.
half an hour to get from the fucking Whitehorse just outside of Winnipeg
Yeah, it's St.
to
Francis
Portage
there
La
or
Prairie.
whatever,
Yeah, it takes a half an hour to get there. Like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I drive fast. I don't know.
But yeah, I was lucky to join you. I remember the day I met you. Mm-hmm. We were at the Pyramid. I was juiced. I was just annihilated. I think I even lost my cell phone that night.
Yeah, you were having a really good time.
I was, and I don't like, you just looked really familiar to me, and I've probably seen you in the music scene.
You probably saw my twin.
But you did come out to lots of local shows and big shows in Winnipeg too. So I've probably seen you around, but I don't know. In my drunk state of mind, I don't remember how we connected. I think I just started talking to you somehow.
I think Saul Lamont introduced us. I think. Maybe
could
not.
be. That could be, yeah. Saul.
There's somebody I was talking
Shout out to
to.
Saul, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just ended up talking, and then you asked if I wanted to join Badlands and just help out in Winnipeg. And I was super pumped to do that, and then fucking COVID hit, so I only put on like a handful of shows, and you know, turnouts were not the best, but they were decent. We managed to pay the bands, and we Badlands at the time didn't take any cut yet, but like I was just so happy to do that and just, you know, be part of the music scene in that way, because my band has kind of stopped playing at the time. So it's a lot of fun, and I love mingling with people and bands and talking and just trying to set them up and help them out, because I know I've been on the other side as a band when somebody reached out to us asking if we could play, and you know, that was a great feeling too. So if I can somehow repay that to the music scene a little bit, you know, like I'd be more than happy to do that. But let's talk about Manitoba Loud Music.
Well, I was just going to say, I'll
Oh.
use myself here to segue us to the next part, where right when everything was shutting down with COVID and you guys were ending with that was kind of when me and you were starting. The VIPod was starting up, and so we started doing things. And I remember you kind of mentioning stuff about Badlands to me, and I had worked with some other music festivals and stuff like that. So we had kind of discussed how you guys might need a bit of help, and then. Lo and behold, Manitoba Loud Music Awards came up, and you mentioned to me that you guys needed a little bit of help and wanted to know if I'd be interested in joining along with that. So I obviously was super excited to do something. I was super excited to be a part of something that I could show up late to every meeting.
Yeah.
And
Actually,
Sorry, guys, I was in bed.
Actually, guys, no, Bretsky really begged me like for days and days. Can I join? Can I join? Please, please. Can I join? Can I join?
yeah.
I just want to quickly go back to
Please.
this taste tester thing. Now that I have taste buds, it's actually really fucking good, and I like it a lot.
It grows
It
on
is
you.
nice. I actually just kind of like had the bottom swill of what I had, and like it is a nice flavor, and
Yeah.
I can definitely see how you could probably like add that to a ginger ale or something
Absolutely,
like that.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it would be something nice for someone who wants to have a cocktail and not be drinking.
Or eating fucking
Still have a-
spicy jerky.
Still having an issue with the price point.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
you're kind of a cheap fuck, so
it's not even that. I feel like they are capitalizing on a fad
absolutely.
kind
Yeah.
of thing. I don't.
It doesn't look
feel-
like there's expensive ingredients in there, like super expensive ingredients.
or an expensive process
Yeah.
in making it. Like I can understand if it needed to be distilled for a certain amount of time and this and that. That okay, that drives up the cost. But I'd need to look into it more. I'm making judgments here.
It's because they put the word elixir on here.
Yeah, it's an elixir.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Anyway,
So yeah, Manitoba
yeah.
Loud Music Awards. I remember when we were actually jamming for the last Inflicted show.
yeah.
When
Second last now.
second last, yes. At the time, that was the last one. And yeah, we made the announcement on Facebook, and the response we got was
phenomenal.
amazing. Like everybody commenting, just liking it, sharing it. People offering to volunteer. Which, by the way, where the fuck were you guys?
That's how the volunteer game goes every single time,
But,
guys. I swear.
No, but it was great. And so, how long have you had this idea for brewing in your head? Because I know it wasn't just overnight.
No, it wasn't like I just woke up one day and I was like, fuck yeah, award show. It was a few years, actually, about 4 years. And but I just, because I was doing shows on my own and really putting a lot of pressure on myself, I just really didn't have the fucking balls to do it.
Yeah.
And when you came on board and started helping out with Winnipeg and where you could and stuff like that, I was driving out to that practice actually, and I was thinking, maybe I'll run it by Tommy and see what he thinks. And I told you, and I remember you were just like, fuck yeah, let's do this. Like, let's fucking make this happen. And
I love great ideas, and I'm
Yeah.
always ready to fucking dive in head first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I can say about Tommy. He's definitely a guy who's good at taking an idea and run with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
My wife hates it, but
well, and I've always said that's not my role in things. I'm an ideas guy. I'll sit here and throw ideas at you all day long, and if you tell me how to execute it, I'll be there 100% executing it with you. But getting that execution, that's the Tommy thing.
oh, I know.
yeah.
Let's not get back to the VIPod about in that.
Yeah.
But no, and then so yeah, that's how I remember. I think the first time me and you met, it's going back about a year now. We started looking at venues for MLM, and I think it was when we went to go see that old abandoned
that
school.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
They wanted to host it in a gym of an old school,
Yeah.
and they told, "Oh yeah, we'll put up some curtains so you don't have
we
echoey
got some
sound
curtains
and-
or something we can put up, and and then
Well, it was also a very new let's call it owner that took that over, and so the ideas, the possibilities were there, but like we just weren't sure if the execution is gonna be there, and I'm happy that we didn't do it.
There was just so much wrong with it, like. Everything we brought up to him, and
there was no green room, no space for
no bathrooms, like
bathrooms were like downstairs.
Well, and weren't they like out of
and,
order? Like,
the ones that were close to the hall were just like it looked like from a fucking horror story.
And it was backing up and smelled like shit 10 feet away from the
abandoned
entrance.
School, like
But yeah, so Bulldog stepped up and made those dates available, and
they were great
because they weren't available at first.
Yeah, and then the event was a great success.
Yeah. I'm so grateful. Like,
and we've talked about it on the show a little bit, and I think majority of the musicians that were nominated, and just fans that follow us on the page. I think everybody was happy. We had a few bad apples, but you'll always have that, and that's cool.
Everyone's gonna have opinions.
I would have been extremely worried if nobody said shit.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, so
because we did a few things pretty horribly.
Yeah, but you know what? Like the feedback I got afterwards, like. You guys saw me fucking just super stressing the entire time and just like running around with a chicken with my head cut off, and that's how I get, right.
It's a stressful situation.
It's your baby.
Yeah, and I'm super invested into it, right? Like emotionally and mentally invested into it.
And financially.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Like it wasn't a fucking cheap event to put on, right? Like, and so I'm very grateful for the sponsors we had during it, and
we'll throw all the sponsors down in our pod script and in the video as well.
Yeah,
that supported the Manitoba Music Awards
for sure. Yeah, but I'm very grateful for that, because without them, that process wouldn't have been possible. A lot of the processes wouldn't have been possible, and so. I mean, it was me seeing all the flaws in everything that I wanted to be a perfect night, which is very unrealistic. I know that. But me seeing all the flaws and all the little bits and pieces that didn't work out the way they were supposed to, everybody was like, I didn't see anything go wrong. Like, it was a fucking perfect event. And I'm like...
Everybody saw when I fucked up the video.
Well, you know what? With that being said, why don't we actually break down what the show is for the people who maybe didn't listen to the first season? Because I know we've been kind of gaining listeners through our guests this season.
I'm only getting towards your promotion on the first season.
So to anybody who hasn't listened to us before, basically what the Manitoba Loud Music Awards is it's an award show that recognizes local Manitoba loud music
and musicians
and people in the scene, photographers, videographers, and everything like that. This year it was a 3-day event. Each day
last year.
Sorry, 2021 was a 3-day event. Every night we had 3 bands that performed along with the awards ceremony. So I mean that was one thing that we heard from the crowd, was people were like, for this price I want to see more than 3 bands, but like this isn't.
It's not a concert.
It's not a concert.
It's not a fucking festival.
Yeah,
right?
it's an event. It's almost like a gala.
Yeah,
it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And
there was expectation from people to put on their best,
their Sunday best.
Yeah, their Sunday best. Yeah, and most did. And even a shout out to Back Alley Beers, Travis. I mean,
oh my God!
Not
so just Travis, but Phil
and
too.
Phil,
Phil's blue suit, man.
They rocked those suits.
That was fire.
The 3 of them just looked amazing.
And I said it on the show, as punk as he could get, and they looked fucking spiffy as fuck.
For sure, yeah.
Shout out, and even Marge. I mean, she's put on a dress, so like, yeah, it was awesome.
I don't know if you could call that a dress.
They were
in the punk world.
They were dressed exactly how I pictured our music scene
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
dress in their best, right? I mean, granted, like fuck, I was wearing a black shirt and a tie and jeans and
Yeah.
chucks, right? Like, so not super formal, but definitely fucking look good, right? This is a fucking pretty, serious event, yeah. And I can't expect a bunch of fucking dirty metalheads.
Wear a hoodie
and
with
punks
with a tie printed on it at least.
no.
you know?
No, I would have been like, you get the fuck out. I had a boss who used to fucking walk around thinking he was king shit with his t-shirt with the tux printed on
The
it.
tux print T-shirt, yeah.
Yeah. But
So it was a great event, very successful. I have no doubt that we started something great, and I really hope that it'll continue for the many years.
2022 can only get better with the success
Absolutely.
we had. I can't see it losing any momentum.
So there's a website that's going to be updated soon. Do we have any news that we can share with the listeners?
Yeah, we got some. So we are definitely going to be looking at one-upping last year, probably 2 or 3 4-upping it. Like we're really investing ourselves into this a lot more because of the huge success from the first year. But one of the issues that I think we found being at Bulldog was we were kind of worried about space for a little bit.
Yeah.
And so we decided to go with a bigger venue this year, and this year it'll be at the Park Theater.
The Park Theater.
Yeah. And we aren't going to do it 3 nights.
That's a historic venue.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're only going to do it 2 nights, but we'll do it 2 longer nights.
Okay. I'm pretending like I didn't know.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Tommy, were you not at that fucking meeting?
I showed up
Brett
late,
showed
so
up
you-
fucking
you
late.
showed up late.
He even knew that.
Fuck.
But
I don't
it's
speak English.
Yeah, me no speak it.
No speaky.
No speak it.
But yeah, so it's this year in 2022 we'll be at Park Theater, and it'll be 2 events. Do we have dates?
Yeah, what are they?
Like +1s or
November 12th and 13th.
That's right. It'll be right after November Remembrance Day. So Remembrance Day lands on.
the 11th.
Yeah, but I believe it's
It's on the Friday.
It's on a Friday.
Yeah, and
yes.
so we'll be doing the Saturday and Sunday.
Exactly. So everyone can, everyone will be off Friday. They can relax and chill at home, and do their celebrate.
Pay their respects.
Pay their respect, not celebrate. Yes, pay their respect. And then on Saturday and Sunday we can have a big shebangs. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think
It's
it'll be
gonna
great.
And I hear that the DVDs will be available hopefully soon. Which I am excited to see. I can't wait to watch that.
I should have the video footage in the next couple of days, and then we can start working on printing the DVDs and getting them out. I have a lot of people asking about them.
Yeah.
It's been quite a while since the event, so we really want to get those out as soon as possible.
And follow the site for those and pick up your copy.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
honestly, like we've been saying, okay, so the bands that performed Damn It Jim, Epirus, and the Whatever Men were the Friday night, Silverwater, Inflicted, and Black Optic on the Saturday, and then Indigo, 7th String, and Memorial Brigade on the Sunday night. I don't think there was a bad show.
No.
I mean,
all 9 of those bands fucking just tore it up and had a great time.
And we were looking at what, 35 minutes to an hour per set.
Yeah,
roughly?
I gave the first 2 bands around a half hour. So
yeah, and we were lenient.
Yeah,
because
we were ahead of schedule.
We were blasting through, so we gave all the bands a little bit of extra time.
And then the headliners each night got 45 minutes. So yeah.
So I mean, it's a good length DVD for you to have some good local.
Yeah, I think we had 6 hours each night or something like that. We had kind of like planned for 6 hours each night.
Are the awards in the video as well, or is it just the
ceremonies?
Yeah,
like the ceremonies and
it's
throughout the whole thing.
It's the full festival.
Yeah, it's the full thing.
Festival event.
Yes, gala.
the full gala.
That's a festival in
It
a
is.
way.
In a way, yeah.
We are celebrating. We're celebrating music,
Yeah.
local loud music,
Yeah, absolutely.
and we're just awarding them in a
what are
festival
the-
setting.
What's probably one of the biggest bands that Badlands Promotion has hosted or promoted for a show?
I don't want to use his name because he's a douchebag.
Okay, so
But
it was douchebag.
he used to sing for a band that's name rhymes with Piss Fits.
Okay, I see. Oh, that's
Does his
right.
name rhyme with Manzig?
No.
No.
The other
no.
one?
Yes.
Yeah, that was in Portage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like I was super pumped about that, and that's where I actually learned about promoteritis, was because I was super pumped about it because the promoter got a hold of me and he's like, I heard you're a fucking great promoter, and this guy's coming through, and I was like, the only way this is gonna work is if I host the only Manitoba date. And he's like, oh well, we're talking to a Winnipeg promoter right now, and I was like, then no, I'm not fucking doing it. And he was like, well, okay, I'll give you the only Manitoba date. I later on found out that the Winnipeg promoter had actually turned it down.
Oh.
And so anyway, but it was just like, cool, whatever, I'll promote it. And that way, and because Portage is like the piss break between Winnipeg and Brandon, I thought that's perfect because people come out from Winnipeg, people come out from Brandon. And yeah, it didn't happen that way at all.
In a perfect world, it makes
Yeah.
total sense. But
Absolutely. We had I had one guy come out from Winnipeg, and he was there for the meet and greet actually, and this lovely musician who I just fucking adored prior to this, I thought he was just so amazing prior to this. But I mean, he started really destroying his name shortly after this. But he showed up late and then did a humility speech, and to me that's just ridiculous. Yeah, I was so upset the whole time. And
Can we not talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
Okay, good. Okay, fine. We're not gonna touch it
Yeah.
because I haven't heard about that, so you're
No?
gonna have to tell me about it later.
Yeah.
Can
yeah.
I touch it?
Sure.
Okay.
Ooh.
There we go. Now we're back on subject.
Otherwise, I promoted. We had a band from Australia out on tour. We've had bands from Los Angeles, bands from all over get in touch, and they wanted to come through, and it was just, it's been such an honor to be reached out by people all over
Yeah.
the world.
Weren't you telling me there was a big band? I'm trying to remember who it was, but they reached out to you because they came through here 10 years ago
Yeah.
and had such a huge success here.
They didn't have a huge success.
No.
No, I talked to.
I'm
the
only
promoter of
remembering
that
half the
show.
story.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, they had a decent turnout, but apparently it was because of the support acts.
Oh.
And so I talked to the promoter of that show, and they said that they would never bring them back. Not
Nobody
for
here
any
knows who
reason.
the hell they are,
Yeah,
so.
and that's the only reason it wouldn't be feasible. Especially on the night they wanted. They wanted a Monday night, and
They were asking way too much.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll just say that.
And and let's be honest. In Winnipeg, Monday, everyone just wants to stay home.
Yeah, yeah.
And now throw a pandemic on there, and today's day and age with shows and reality shows, nobody's gonna come out on a Monday unless it's an absolutely I think the Slipknot show's coming up. That's on a
Knotfest, yeah.
Monday.
Oh, yeah, but
the
that'll
Knotfest.
be-
Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
gonna be a banger, which we have tickets to. Me and Bretsky already got our tickets, which you owe me fucking money for it.
Fight them. Fight to the
Do
death.
it. Bum fights.
I'll
Let's
buy
do
some
it.
cheeseburgers.
Okay.
Yes, bum fights, yes.
But yeah, I'm super pumped. I fucking absolutely love Slipknot. And
I am so angry at how we're 5 dates off from Cypress Hill being on the tour.
well, I am, and I'm not. I'm happy that because I missed In This Moment last time they were here in Winnipeg, and I really want to see that band
Ginger.
and then Ginger as well.
I
And-
looked up Ginger and I'm.
Well, so I love the Ginger music. I fucking love it. I love that metalcore shit. In This Moment, the music is not my forte necessarily.
Wheelhouse.
Yeah, but I do enjoy. Like, it's not something I'll put on regularly.
I'm an old
But
school
she's-
In This Moment fan. Like, I used to talk to them on
Yeah, you
MySpace.
told me that.
Yeah,
I'm so fucking
yeah,
jealous.
yeah.
And so like in this moment, like she's just hot, and I want to see her live. Like that's and that Ginger singer,
She's got a
also
pretty fucking killer voice. Yeah.
She does, and she's a great. Yeah, they're all great musicians too. I wish Cypress Hill joined these three bands. That would have been so fucking cool. But I'm really hoping I'm gonna have some work training in Toronto around those dates. I'm trying to bug my guys at work. I'm like, okay, what the fuck's going on?
That'd be
When
pretty
is
sweet
this
if
train?
you could hit up 2 dates on the same
Well,
tour.
I mean, I'll
and-
extend my stay. I'll pay for the hotel. I got buddies in Toronto. I don't give a fuck. I just want to. If I had the chance to go see Slipknot again, like a month apart, that'd be fucking brutal.
Yeah, I seen them last time they came, and they're so phenomenal. Like, every single fucking member of that band. When they first came out, I was like, why the fuck do you need 9 members in your fucking band, right? But
Somebody has to hit that keg.
but it works.
Yeah,
it
right?
fucking works,
Well,
right?
and that's why I want to see them, because they're not a band that's even in my like regular
your
wheelhouse.
realm, yeah.
But I respect what they do, and I want to see them. And I did the same thing for Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best fucking concerts
I
I've
love
ever
that
seen in
one
my
now.
entire life.
I'm so
Like,
upset I didn't go. Like,
like
that's a bucket list band for me too.
they're a band that like I always like if they're on, I'll listen to them, but you're not going to catch me putting on a Red Hot Chili Peppers album kind of thing until I saw them live. And when I saw them live, I gained so much more respect.
Was that with John Frusciante on
Yes.
guitar?
Yeah.
Oh fuck,
Yeah.
man, you're lucky.
Oh, that was so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are certain bands that I've seen that like I will not even hesitate if I hear they're coming. I'm buying a ticket. It doesn't even matter
And
if
then
I have
you're
money.
coming.
Like I will figure out a way. But like, and a lot of them are the typical '90s, like Pearl Jam, Foo Fighters are in there.
Were you at that '90s Aqua show?
No, no, I
Yeah,
wasn't.
he was.
I wanted to
He's
be there.
lying.
I
He's
actually
lying.
wanted
You know
to
what?
be there.
I would have loved to go.
I had tickets to one of them, but I think it was the one that like got canceled.
Oh, yeah, the
or
first
something
one or
like
whatever.
That, and then I couldn't make it for some stupid reason.
That was
like,
that was such a killer show, like Aqua and Ace of Base. And
well,
fucking-
absolutely. I
You know,
would
like,
I would have
iPhone
a
My
65.
my childhood was like
Fuck
fucking.
yeah, man.
I would have a fucking ball at that show. I loved
yeah.
all those
I
bands
watched-
back in the day.
I watched another concert.
I took my first girlfriend to go see Eiffel 65, and they played Blue 3 times in that concert. They opened with it, they played a remix halfway through the show, and then they closed with another remix.
Did they have any other
they only
songs?
had, well, that was the thing. They only had like an 8-song album, right?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
put a concert together, you kind of had to improvise.
Actually, it's funny. Another like this is a band from the '80s, but Alphaville,
Alpha.
No.
Forever Young.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Like I heard their song and I was like, oh, just Googled. I wonder what they're doing. They're fucking touring. Maybe not right now, but they've toured again. Like, few years after they disbanded. And also, I looked up some of the videos. I'm like, fucking guy still has the voice, and like he's just fatter now. But
There's so many bands that are still touring that you wouldn't believe. Like, I remember when I was
Yeah, they
like,
just play fucking
but these are the one-hit
nightclubs.
wonders, right? Like,
well,
we're
and
just-
I know, yeah, and like Men Without Hats are still touring.
yeah.
I had a buddy who brought Mocha Only to town.
Yeah,
now
yeah.
Mocha Only, go back 15 years.
I still listen to Swollen Members.
Was selling out arenas, 80,000 people.
I actually only just learned that Mocha only was a part of Len.
Yes, he was the Cryptic Souls crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I went to that show and fucking hung out with him all night, but I felt so like literally like 8 people showed up.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
And it was like, man, you used to like times 10,000 this. Like,
Yeah. Dude's a fucking.
but and it was a great show. And he was doing a thing that year where he was releasing like an album a month or something like that. Like, and it was just like online releases or whatever.
He's such a killer artist.
But he's a really down to earth guy too.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
super cool guy to just shoot the shit about music. He just loves music and loves people. And yeah, like super cool guy. I felt horrible that his show couldn't pull more people here, but again,
did I ever tell you about the time Mad Child opened up for me?
Oh God, I've been to a few of his shows too.
I don't know who that is.
Mad Child, he was from
also Swollen Members.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Actually, he didn't really open up for me. We played the same Recovery Day event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He just played before I did.
Wow, that's technically open.
So that was after he broke loose from all the biker connections.
This is like really like 2 years ago, I think it was, or 3 years ago when I spoke at Recovery Day. Yeah.
I like his music. I think his business model is dirty.
Yeah.
But we don't need to get into that on this show.
Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by the Pizza Oven. The Pizza Oven is dedicated to the highest quality pie that the whole family can enjoy. With their amazing sauce and the freshest ingredients, the Pizza Oven is here to provide quality and great tasting pizza to Winnipeg and East St. Paul. They use a delicious blend of mozzarella cheese, making the pizza crust daily both thick and thin, and their meats are proudly provided by Winnipeg Old Country. They are located at 1215 Henderson Highway, Unit D in Winnipeg. Call them today at 204-949-3000 because everyone's loving the Pizza Oven. Tell them the VIPod sent you by using a promo code VIPod5 to get extra 5% off. And if you order your pizza online, you will receive an additional 5% off for a grand total of 10%. We would like to take a moment to say a great big thank you to our lead sponsor, Safety Net Studio, for bringing us to all major platforms under their banner. Safety Net Studio is a boutique audio company. They produce podcasts, offer voice work, and create content for radio stations across North America. You can head to safetynetstudio.com and check out music news you can use, covering the charts, toppers, and floppers. Music news you can use is a daily 6 to 7 minute pod to keep you up to date with all your active rock and top 40 favorites. You can also hear music news you can use on your local radio station. I have one more question, and you don't have to name the artist or the musician, but have you had a show where the band or the artist just bombed it, or where they just like totally embarrassed themselves during the performance? Where
Pulled a
like,
Scott Stapp.
yeah, we're just like, oh shit, I wish I had not gotten this band.
Singer just gets blacked
you know,
out
somebody
and-
shit their pants on stage or pissed their pants or something crazy like that.
Basically me on this show everywhere.
Yeah.
This
Just
one
a
time,
wreck.
This one time, I booked a band called Inflicted.
Fuck, I knew it.
Those
Was there
guys
a time where I
suck.
shit my pants?
I was playing bass right behind you. It was nasty. I don't think so. Fuck. Okay, so Badlands Promotions has put on over 75 shows in the last 7 years or whatever, 6 years.
Okay. That's pretty
So
good.
that's, and you think like fucking 2020, we had no shows because, well, maybe one or
Or
two,
21 or 22.
but- yeah, well, there hasn't been much of anything over the last few of those, right? So 75 fucking shows, that's a lot of bands.
Hey, putting on a 9-band event even was
I put
an
on
accomplishment.
a 12. That fundraiser I did was a 12-band event.
Well,
and it was
we
one day.
and we also did the pre-show too for
Yeah.
MLM, which was another 3-band night.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But I don't think. Again, I've dealt with douchebags. I've dealt with fucking. Yeah, but I don't think I've ever dealt with anybody making an ass of
you've never
themselves
had a
on stage.
nightmare
Yeah.
show where you were
Okay,
just
well,
like,
that's good.
"Ugh."
Yeah, no, just douchebags.
Yeah.
and not that many actually. Really, not that many at all. Like I said, the
Well,
majority.
a good business person sees that ahead of time, and
You know what? I don't. I don't. I really don't. I put myself in these fucking situations where I'm just like, oh.
I'm stupid.
Fuck, why did I book these guys?
I when I was still living back home in Slovakia, I had a band called his name was so stupid. Sickness was our band name. Yeah. And
No. The band was called Sickness.
yeah, actually, yeah. It's so funny because my guitarist, like, he's awesome. He's a great musician, but he's not your typical like metalhead. You know, like he looks more like the guy behind.
Was
the
he like
computer.
a skinny dweeby kind of?
Yeah, glasses. Like, hey guys. But then he would go like,
So he looked like a bass player.
yeah. And so we played with this band from Czech Republic, and I just remember looking at the fucking singer drunk as fuck, and
no.
He was doing that, or you were doing that?
No, he was doing it. And just
fuck.
like ended up throwing up all over the microphone and just like people in the front, and he was just like the guy that was running the show. He just literally walked up, just took the microphone, fucking threw it in the garbage, brought another one.
Fucking
I
throw the guy out.
I once played in a band similar to that. I was working at Pizza Hut, and I got this phone call, and it was like, "Hey, can you come play a show?" I'm like, "I'm fucking working. Like, you phoned me at work." And they were like, "Well, is it busy?" And I was like, "No, it's Monday. It's dead." You know, and they were like, "Can you ask your boss if you can come play a show?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" I look over at my assistant manager. I was like, "Can I go play a show real quick?" And she was like, "Yeah, go ahead." And I was like, "Oh shit, that
Am
worked."
I still getting paid
I was
while I'm gone?
I was like, "That worked, holy fuck!" And so I left and go play this show. And when I get there, our singer's like smoking pot with a headlining touring band. And she just like fucking. We had this female singer who like could just belt it out. Most people didn't know that she was a female, and
Yeah.
you know, like just by her vocals or whatever. And so she's just like smoking fucking joint after joint after joint after joint with this band, and I'm like, "Fuck, it's time to get on stage. Like, we gotta fucking go." And she's like, "Okay," and then like gets up and fucking runs to the stage, and like she's got like this huge ass fucking bottle of water, and we had a 7-song set. First song down, slams the whole fucking thing back, and now has to go 6 fucking more songs without water.
Oh, this is going to turn into a Brass Against story, isn't it?
Did she pee on you?
No, she didn't pee on me. So we get through all 6 fucking songs, and at the very last fucking lyric, she just lets out this huge fucking scream. She's like,
Tell me she belched with it.
and like you could fucking hear the splatter over the fucking music and everything. We were just like, holy shit.
Yes, that is awesome.
Yeah.
One last question.
Didn't you say that the last
I know.
question?
I just remembered. I wanted to ask you this.
Yeah, but I got a few more.
What's with the fucking hair? Always different colors. Is there a reason behind it, or
I
just love
respect that.
changing it?
So I let my hairstylist pick.
Okay.
I never fucking know what I'm getting. Never. I'm just like, I go in there and she like turns me away from the mirror and like cuts my hair and then dyes it, whatever. And so I let her, first of all, I let her express her creativeness. I don't know fuck all about hair. I don't know fuck all about hairstyle, like hair
Neither
color.
do I.
Yeah.
You should let
Like-
me do your hair one day. I'll show you pictures of what I've done with my son. I can do some fucking pretty cool fucking
I'm not
crazy
allowed
rainbow
to.
shit.
I get really good deals on my hair. And if I fuck with it, I will lose those deals.
Fuck you, Brisky.
I respect that because
Yes.
my hairdresser that I go to would do the fucking same thing.
Yeah.
She'd be like, "Fuck off."
Well, and the reason is
don't you
because like she knows what's in my hair.
Yeah.
Right? Like she knows what's been in my hair, and I'm not coming there with any like foreign
and
objects.
she knows
that-
your hair. Like every hair is
absolutely,
different, right?
yeah. And so, and her and I have a bit of a relationship as friends or whatever, and so she kind of knows a bit about me, so she's not gonna fucking send me out with like.
Well, and using certain box colors or whatever can
Yeah.
fuck with what
Absolutely,
they're trying
yeah.
to do.
Yeah,
with.
and it's a very professional shop, and they're very, 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 very talented.
Feel free to give them a shout out. You can do
Yeah.
that on our show.
Okay. Well, they're called Styled with Meraki or Styled by Meraki. Beautiful fucking shop. I trained their piercer there, and they're just amazing girls. I go in there and it's like, I don't know. I almost feel like fucking Charlie from Charlie's Angels. I walk in and I'm like, "Hi, girls," and they're like, "Hi, Dick." You know? But at the same time too, like her and I do a lot of business together. We bounce ideas off each other, and we have a really good relationship. And I think so highly of those girls. And so I go in and get my hair done there, and I tell Adrian, you know, like, she's my hairdresser. I just say, like, just do whatever, like, be creative. So this time she just did my hair. It's actually like blue and green and stuff like that, but she really wanted to emphasize on the blues in the fronts, because with Bell Let's Talk Day coming up, and she figured that was good for me, you know, like it was a good idea. And I thought, fuck, that's cool, you know, like, I didn't see it till it was done, but, you know, I had no idea or anything like that. And it just, I'm so grateful to have people like that in my life, people with good energy and people with great visions, and, you know, and they're definitely inspire me. And I was going through a really hard time last summer, and you guys knew a bit about that. Like, I actually even had to step back from the awards a little bit, and thank you again for picking up for my slack, you know. And but
everybody, it's more important that you recognize to take those steps back than to
So
you know,
in the last
bottle it up. So
in the last 8.5 years, I've had 4 suicide attempts. So it was kind of smart. Like, I'm learning, you know, and getting a proper diagnosis now helps. But yeah, so there was so many days where I just spent that in that salon, right? Like, just being there.
there is a therapy to it too. Like it's gets picked up a lot in movies. A lot of times that, you know, the barbershop culture, but it happens in salons too. Like you're sitting there, and especially when you have like a hairdresser that you go regularly to. I see a girl who I went to high school with. I've known her for over 20 years now, and you know, like it's great that every time I go see her, we get to shoot the shit, and she can tell me about, you know, some of the stuff about other, like, everybody from high school goes to see her kind of thing. So she kind of says, lets you know about the little things that you might not have picked up on Facebook, you know, like this person's got this going on, and this and this and this, you know, going great for these guys, and you know, these people are doing this, and it's just always a nice, refreshing thing. And also, I respect the fact what you were saying too, with like she would kick your ass and fire you if you fucked up,
sure.
Because there's a difference between going to like a hairdresser and going to Singleton's every time you need a haircut. You know, like when you go see someone who's a proper hairdresser, there's a difference in what they do for you. There's a difference in the way it grows out and all of that. So yeah, maybe you might not be able to tell it on day one how much better of a haircut it is, but give it a few weeks, let your hair grow out and stuff like that. These people know what they're doing, and I respect the hell out of it. And I feel super bad for them over the last few years with how much their industry has really taken an ass kicking in what they've been able to do in terms of work.
So this stylist shop, actually, this salon is actually wonderful because their stations are spaced out anyway. Nice. So they've been able to like still operate a lot of the time, not the whole time, but a lot of it, and to also go with the mental health aspect of this, they're actually getting a therapist in there.
Oh wow,
that's cool.
Yeah,
that is fucking awesome.
So they got like this woman who's apparently really amazing, and I say apparently because I don't know who she is, right?
Yeah.
But they're getting this woman who's really amazing, and she's just going to come in once a week and do counseling sessions.
That's so cool.
Right?
So she's just going to like sit and talk with people while they get their hair done?
No,
or is it going to be a separate?
If I was ashamed to reach out, right, the last place I want to be seen is walking into a counselor's office.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I want to be seen going into a salon, somewhere where I'm trying to better myself, my mental health and stuff like that. So they'll have her like in one of the rooms once a week, and these people come in, and
that's cool.
So cool.
Yeah, I was like, holy fuck, that's amazing.
So speaking of Bell, let's talk. Have you guys seen the movie Joe Bell?
You already asked your limit of questions.
No, that wasn't to you specifically. But I just watched it a couple days ago, and so this is a true story. And I wonder if this is where Bell Let's Talk comes from, because it's his name was Joe Bell from I think he's from Oregon. Yeah, and his son was gay, and he's been bullied for months and months, years maybe, and he committed suicide, and he started to walk because his son always wanted to move to New York because he heard that in New York everyone's kind of accepted, and he comes from like a small town where like he joined like a cheerleading squad, and like he was practicing in front of the house, and even his father was like, "What are you doing in front of the house? Get your ass in the backyard." He was ashamed. But then when he took his life, the dad was kind of like, "Holy shit!" Like it hit him hard. So he started doing this walk all the way to New York, and he's tried to stop at as many schools and halls or whatever to speak about bullying and everything. And unfortunately, he got killed by a truck that was like the driver fell asleep behind the wheel.
Oh shit!
So yeah, like it's a really cool story. It's on Prime, Amazon Prime, and I just watched it. I was like, oh, I wonder if that's where.
I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure Bell Let's Talk is just simply
the company
from Bell Telecom Services.
I wonder if they got the idea from that though, and they're just claiming their.
If they did, fuck them for really not showing that, because I actually Bell Let's Talk is one that I have a bit of a problem with. I like the premise of Let's Talk, but just call it Let's Talk Day. Fuck your name, because what you're doing, what you are doing is you're taking free promotion right there. You're getting free promotion on the guise of your
fucking hot topic.
Don't get me wrong, they're raising money. That's good.
And they're probably putting lots of money towards that.
I love that, but I hate the fact that their name has to be tied to it.
It shouldn't be.
Because that's
again,
not
that's why
what
it's
it
making
is.
me question where
that's not what it is about, and I feel like that is just a disgusting.
My neighbor works for Bell MTS, and actually, like there's a Bell. I park right behind him. There's a Bell Let's Talk logo. And it's the Bell logo, so
yeah. So I'm just curious if they somehow heard the story and they tied it in. I'm just curious. I'm gonna when I have some free time, I'm gonna try to do a little more research on it, right? Because
let me know.
I mean, it would make fucking sense that why it's like they're like, holy shit, he tried to do this.
Yeah,
our company is Bell.
Well, and if that's the case, do that and make it like Terry Fox Day, where like that that's what it's about.
They call it Joe Bell Let's Talk.
Exactly, and that would be something different. But the fact that they're literally, like Dag said, they're using their logo, and attaching that to this. Like at this point, it's been around enough years. We all know, okay, Bell, you started it.
Yeah.
You started it. Now let's just call it Let's Talk Day and let everybody do it. Let Rogers promote Let's Talk Day. Let fucking Shaw promote Let's Talk Day. Let's talk.
To me, it says
let's not fucking have to make this about a company and promotion.
We're the only fucking telecom company that promotes this shit. So let's hope that people fucking start using our service. No, fuck you.
Meanwhile, they're laying off millions of employees.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Or not millions, but like
for real. Like,
but lots of employees.
Yeah.
Like,
I've got a friend who worked for them for MTS for many, many, many years, and she just got redeployed. I guess we'll call it. And it's something she's not used to, and she's certified to be doing what she was doing, and they were just like, sorry, we're going to move you to a different department now. And like, that's just a big slap in the face.
Well, speaking of talking, we have a segment called the Confession Booth on our show. So let's get into that.
I'm here for a confession.
Lord Jesus, what have you done?
Nothing. You just take it easy now.
I must confess.
Well, my dear, for your penance, 10 Bloody Marys and a good shag.
Leave a message. Beep.
Kind of Tom mentioned like how you walk into the salon and all the girls go like, "Hey, Dag."
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We do have a message for you.
Uh-oh.
There's apparently a secret admirer
Tommy, I'm just going to give you a heads up right now. You should probably take the shit-eating grin off your face because you're going to get called out on this confession booth,
Probably, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. But,
I have a little intel as well, so...
but shit. But no, the funny thing is that I love how the message started. You guys are so funny. So we've gained another fan, which is great.
Excellent.
Okay. Is this a 2 truths, 1 lie?
Maybe.
What's the next statement?
Very
Tommy
entertaining.
is so funny.
Lie.
Very entertaining. A boy I have a crush on introduced me to your podcast. And I heard that. I was like, holy shit. Like, that's cool. I wonder who that is, right? He also said he's going to be on the show. His name is Dag. So, yeah.
Can we play
man.
some porno music to go along with this before we...
But,
Or do some...
she also says, oh man, because I was like, because I said like, feel free to share the podcast with others. And thank you very much.
So is this like right on your social media?
This is a direct message to
okay.
our VIPod.
Okay.
And then she says, oh man, I'd love to be on your show. I for sure will share the podcast with friends. God, it would be so cool if you guys mentioned me to him on the air. Anyways, I love your show again. Kisses, blowing kisses, fuck you, heart. So,
Hey, fuck you.
so I'm gonna reveal the name. Bridget. That's all. I'm not gonna say the last name, but Bridget. There you go. So Bridget has a crush on you, and if you
I know that.
You
Oh,
knew
shit,
that.
I got to take
Okay.
that
Yeah,
away
I knew
before
that.
we get pulled from YouTube.
That's right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that out anyways. But
I think there...
maybe a little bit. Yeah.
I think there was only like 3 or 4 seconds. We should probably...
But yeah,
be okay.
so Bridget, thanks for the messages. Feel free to call the confession booth on our
Feel
web-
free?
Feel free, yeah. Feel free.
Feel free.
Fill it for free.
Are you saying filthy or feel free?
But yeah, so you know
You're so feel free.
so you know Bridget then.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Is there a little history or?
Some.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, Bridget, you know how to contact Dag, and yeah, let him know that you have a huge crush on him. But apparently he knows.
Did she leave us a confession on the confession booth, or was it only the...
I do not know because as we know, as everybody knows, we don't check our voicemails at all.
No, but it sometimes tells us who it's from if they so decide to type that into the box.
Yes, and I didn't see anything. I believe we have 4 messages, voicemails, which is awesome.
That's loaded.
And none of them says from Bridget, but the first one doesn't have a name or anything. So let's listen to the first
Let's
one.
roll the dice.
Loads.
So everyone's loving the pizza oven. Well, I call bullshit. You know why? I ain't loving it because I don't have my fucking gift card. Getting sick of this shit, Tommy. I love you guys.
Thanks for calling, Big Dave. I'm sorry we didn't air that last week. We recorded a day early, so it didn't get it. He called in on Tuesday, in on Tuesday, but we recorded early.
You know what, Dave? Go fuck yourself. I have not been to my in-laws since like fucking early December, and you live way the fuck so far away.
Sounds
from
like
me.
a you problem, Tommy.
Exactly. So
give it to me. I'll courier it from work. I'll just set it up for a courier.
We should do that. So you have 2 choices. You can either wait or come and get it.
Or I can courier it.
Well, but that means he still has to wait until he gets it, whatever it is.
No, just give it to me. I'll do a same-day courier to his door.
Well, I won't unless you're gonna stop by at my house. I don't have it here with me. It's at my place. So,
Dave, we'll get it to you within the next week and a half.
You know what? We're still better than Candace is. So. Anyways, thanks for the call, Dave. Big Dave is one of our listeners. He was on the show. I'm not sure if you listened to that one.
I've heard him on it few episodes already.
Yeah, that's right. He's a regular caller. Okay,
Yeah.
so this next call is from Small Dick McGee. So
I didn't call.
I'm thinking it might be Kyle.
Was I drunk?
I wonder if it's Kyle.
All right, guys.
Oh, it's Carl.
I miss you fucking assholes, but
Fuck you,
I
Carl.
just want to quickly mention that Bretsky's a bit of
That's
a
not
pussy
Carl.
pants and a liar. He forgot the part of the story.
Oh, no,
Oh,
that
it is
is
Kyle.
Kyle. It is Kyle, yeah. Anyways, fuck you, Carl. Anyways, that is Kyle. Okay, yeah.
Fuck both of you.
This is due to ice fishing.
Oh.
He forgot the part of the story where all of a sudden he looks out the window when we're on the lake and he goes, "Oh, I don't know about this ice. It seems pretty thin ice. Blah blah blah." I'm like, Gretzky, it's fine. And then I finally fucking couldn't stand the guy anymore, and I said, "Do you want me to get out and fucking test it?" He goes, "Yeah, I'd probably feel a little bit more comfortable with that." And that's when we fucking drilled into a goddamn sandbar. The ice was already 1.5 feet thick for what we could see, and the auger only went through 1.5 feet till it fucking died. And that's how the story actually went. So Gretzky doesn't tell the full story; he just tells the parts of the stories that he likes.
The ice did look thin. Mr. Expert fucking fisherman didn't know any better.
You're a bitch.
That was good.
All right, so there's an update on Gretzky's story.
Still caught more fish than you, fucker.
I assume this is also from Kyle because
from Senior Little Dick.
Yeah, well, it's literally a minute after that, and but this one's from Suck My Cornhole.
Oh yeah, he thought of something else to say.
Yeah.
Man, the audio sucks balls on this convection booth with Fuse a phone. But anyway, Gretzky, you owe me a new
Convection
set of
booth?
blades.
Hold on.
Gretzky, you owe me a new set of blades. Eat shit.
He's just mad because the place that he went to get his blades sharpened did a shitty job.
Well, apparently
and
they
then he
put
went
a-
somewhere else and they also did a shitty job.
Apparently, they put like the edge like
Reverse.
Yeah, reverse edge on it.
Well, just put the fucking auger in reverse, dumbass.
And then we have also from another listener, Mike and Ike.
Oh, I miss Mike and Ike.
Hey, you guys, it's Mike and Ike. How's it going? It's been a long fucking time, I know. But like I said in the last one, I was working at sites where I can't really listen to podcasts like all day and every day. So I got extremely behind. And now I'm trying to catch up. I think I'm like 5 episodes behind. I know that's still a lot, and there's probably a lot that has gone down, but don't think I didn't forget about you guys, all right? I'm still listening. Jesus Christ. Just keep on going, all right? Just keep on going. Love you guys. Take it easy.
Keep
Bye.
on sharing.
Bye.
Slam that like button.
Well, guys, thank you very much for the calls. We really appreciate every single one of you guys calling us. I don't think we got any emails. Did you check our emails at all?
I never check our emails.
You never check, yeah.
While you're checking, I'm going to take a second to plug our buddies at Intergalactic Sauces who were here last week, and they totally hooked us up with a whole bunch of gear with the hot sauces. So yeah, they hooked us up with some beautiful hats, and I love the t-shirts actually. Yeah. And I think it's a really cool concept because it's a black t-shirt and then there's writing on it, but the writing is just in like a glitter.
Yeah, like black and
so
green
people
glitter,
kind of have to like kind of look closely, and they're probably going to ask you about what it says.
Yeah, that's smart.
And yeah, I really like it. It's the same logo as on these hats. The Intergalactic Sauces on the front, and then on the back, it has the what is it?
Keep it refrigerate
and Hail Sagan.
Yeah, exactly. No, we don't have any emails. So that's it for the confession booth. We really appreciate every single one of you guys calling in. If you would like to,
I think I have an ad read to do at some point tonight.
No, I'm just I don't. Oh, you haven't. Clearly, you have not listened to the whole.
Well, you've been using your flat ass.
I just recorded the whole.
Let me
thing.
do it.
Nope.
Let me do one. I want to do it. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Let me do it.
No.
Let me do it.
Fuck you, Brisky.
No.
You can just do that at the end. Actually record a proper one.
Look what I can do.
Can you do it off the top of your head?
The pizza oven is dedicated to the highest quality pie that the whole family can enjoy. With the fresh sauce made... Freshest ingredients, sauce and...
Okay, you suck.
Something made daily, thick and thin. 949-3000.
So we'll re-record it and just do it. For now, we'll just use my flat one. But if you'd like to leave us a voicemail, please go to our website, VIPod.com, and on the bottom right-hand corner, you can click on the little microphone and record a voicemail, or you can send us an email at vipodmail@gmail.com.
Follow
us on IG,
follow.
_VIPod on Facebook, the VIPod. You can rate and review our show on the website, Apple Podcast and Google Podcast. You can subscribe to Spotify. And now we're on Amazon Podcast as well.
Hot damn!
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah,
if you can follow Joe Rogan, you can follow us. If you can follow fucking Jenna Marbles, you can follow us. Who else can they follow? Fucking Jake Paul. Those fuckers probably follow Jake Paul.
Probably.
They can follow us. Yeah. Fuck you. Follow Badlands. Follow us.
That's right.
Owen Wilson. Wow. Follow us.
Wow.
Follow the aliens. Fuck, I want to believe too. Follow us.
Shout out to our sponsors, to Safety Net Studio and the Pizza Oven. And we do have room for sponsors.
Remember that drink Sobe?
Hey, I'm trying to get a sponsor. I'm trying to get a new sponsor here.
But if you follow Sobe, follow us.
We can talk about things.
All right. Maybe we have a new sponsor coming up. No, but yeah, if you'd like to become a sponsor for this show, please send us an email at vipodmail@gmail.com.
Make me do the ad read. You'll have a lot more spirit.
VIPod.
Oh yeah, no, that's the Nomad. Yeah. Spell it out.
I've heard him do it too.
Yeah.
It's the VIPod.
All right, Mickey. Should we announce? Who's
No, that was Nomad.
Should we announce who's here next week? Actually, just go to our social media.
Teasers on social media.
Yeah, go to our social media.
Oh fuck! I just made work for myself.
Yeah, you did. But I think we've released that video already with. Oh no, I didn't.
Nope.
I don't think I did.
Nope.
I made a video on TikTok. It's on TikTok
on
already.
The Tiki-Taki.
Tiki-Taki, there's a video. I'm going to share it on our social media with our past and future guests on our show. And yeah, make sure you guys tune in. Dag, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
We'll tag Badlands again on all our social medias and our Podscript.
Tommy, you should just do that anyway because you're a member of the team.
I think he really wants to be a sponsor.
As your employer, I'm telling you.
Oh shit, I'm in trouble, guys. But yeah, no, I'm happy that you were able to join us because I think what you started with Badlands is amazing because you are looking out for the little guys.
Absolutely.
Being in a band, whether you're small town or big band, it still takes just as much effort. And you're here to provide, like the tools and open, and you're welcoming these bands with open arms.
Yeah.
And I really hope I can, help you as much as I can.
And just allowing us to be a part of all this through the
absolutely
not just through the pandemic, but especially through the pandemic.
Yeah. And like it's not about whether you're good or not of a musician. You want to get on stage, let me know.
Exactly.
That's really what it boils down to. I'll fucking put you on stage.
And one thing we didn't mention that Badlands has put on a lot of all ages shows too.
Yeah,
which
mostly
is
all
not,
ages.
There isn't a lot of all ages shows. I find like those are harder to come by.
Yeah.
And nowadays like teenagers and like basically under 18, like a lot of them are just on screens and social medias and video games. So there is a portion of them out there
that want to see some live shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like I took my daughter came, that was her first concert I took her to, was the Manitoba Loud Awards show. And the music, like, she does not give a fuck about heavy music, but like she was just like, oh my God, this was amazing. Like she just loved seeing it. And I think when you see a band live, like it's a different experience. You might not listen to the music or, okay, they're screaming, but like just to see the band perform, it's amazing. So like, I'm going to start taking my daughter out to more shows and just so she knows what it's all about. And hey, maybe like she plays piano, maybe it opens the door for her to maybe start a band or a solo act or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And
we have the resources for her to do whatever she needs, right?
Yeah.
So
again, thank you for joining us at the Scumbag Studio. Wish you nothing but the best, and good luck with the sobriety. You've been doing a fantastic job.
I'm doing a wonderful job with my 0 beer here.
And
want another shot of Soul Brew?
Yeah, please.
All right, cheers. Fuck you. We love you guys.
Loads. Fuck you. Love you. Thanks for coming out. Rocco, shut up. That should be in our next intro. Yeah. Rocco, shut up.
Do you have any preference, Dag, at all? Or do we just pick one number?
Pick the most popular, most played
top
song.
Played, yeah. Always pick the top played, man.
Tears.
These guys played at Manitoba Loud Music Awards as well, and
which we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
Blew me away.
So the first song that's on their list is Tears in the Rain.
Tears in the Rain.
Sorry, Tears in the Rain.
He's an immigrant. Give him a break.